the Apple Watch Series 10 is here, and while it might look similar on the surface, there are some pretty cool upgrades here. Whether you're all about the latest tech or just trying to decide if this is worth your money, we're about to break down the top 5 features that you should actually care about. I genuinely think there are a few things in here that might surprise you and even make you want to upgrade. So let's dive in, starting with this new design. At first glance, you might think the Series 10 looks a lot like its predecessors. But trust me, once you put it on, you'll notice the difference. Apple has made this watch the thinnest it's ever been, just 9.7 millimeters thick. That might not sound like much, but when you wear it all day, every day, it makes a huge difference in comfort. It's 10% thinner than the Series 9, and with the new materials, it's also lighter. In fact, the aluminum models are up to 10% lighter, and if you go for one of the new titanium finishes, it's almost 20% lighter than the stainless steel models. So yeah, you'll definitely feel that upgrade. Now, about these new finishes, let's start with this one right here, jet black aluminum. This is Apple's first ever glossy aluminum finish, and it's a total head turner. It's a deep, reflective black that gives the watch a sleek, stealthy vibe. If you're the type who loves a bold, modern look, this is probably gonna be your favorite option. Plus, it has a premium feel without the premium price tag. Honestly, it's one of the coolest finishes we've seen on an Apple Watch yet. But if you want something more high-end, there's polished titanium. And while this looks great like a piece of jewelry, it's not just about the presentation, it's also about durability too. Titanium is known for being both strong and lightweight, which is why it's often used in luxury watches. Apple's brought that same level of craftsmanship to the Series 10 with finishes like gold, slate gray, and this one right here, which is natural. The reflective surface makes it look like a piece of jewelry, but it is built to handle your daily wear and tear. It's the perfect blend of toughness and elegance. Oh, and one other thing that's easy to miss but worth mentioning, the redesigned speaker. Apple made it 30% smaller, but it's still just as loud. So whether you're taking calls or playing audio through the watch's speaker, which yes, is a thing now, we can listen to music, podcasts, phone calls, etc. through the built-in speaker on the Series 10 without having to have AirPods in.
Is there any personal data that Apple collects, whether it's to make the product better or for marketing purposes?
Plus, the new micro-perforated grille keeps everything protected without losing that crisp, clear sound. All in all, Apple didn't just make the Series 10 sleeker and more stylish, they made it more comfortable, more durable, and in my opinion, just better to wear day in and day out. All right, next, let's talk about this new display. The Series 10 has the biggest screen we've ever seen on an Apple Watch. How big? Up to 75% more screen area than older models like the Series 4 or Series 5. So if you've been holding off on upgrading, this is definitely something you're gonna feel right away. But it's not just about the screen size. The new wide-angle OLED display makes sure you can see the screen no matter what angle you're looking at it from. So you know those moments when your wrist is like at a weird angle, maybe you're typing or driving? Yeah, this screen stays bright and clear even off angle. And the LTPO3 tech that they've thrown in makes the always-on display way more efficient. So not only is your battery taking less of a hit, but now the display can refresh every second, which means you get a second hand on your always-on display, which we've never had on previous models. It's a small thing, but it's kind of cool and gives the watch a more real feeling. Now, obviously, bigger screen means your apps like messages, mail, and workouts will give you more information at a glance. So whether you're replying to a text or checking your metrics mid-run, everything is easier to read and interact with. Plus, the buttons and tap targets are bigger too, so no more missing the tiny X when you're trying to close something out. Also, if you're into customizing watch faces, this is the display that's built for it. Apple's really leaning into the bigger screen, and faces like flux or reflections use every inch of it. It's easily the best watch for screen customization that we've seen. Next, let's talk about something that can make a real difference in your health: sleep apnea detection. Now, what's cool is that this is not just relegated to the new Series 10. This also works on the Series 9 and the Apple Watch Ultra 2. Sleep apnea is when your breathing repeatedly stops and starts while you're asleep. And it might not sound like a big deal, but it can lead to serious issues like daytime fatigue, difficulty concentrating, and long-term risks like high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and even heart problems. Again, this is crazy because this is just about breathing. Now, the scary part is that around 80% of cases go undiagnosed, so most people don't even know they have it. Now, with the Series 9, 10, and Ultra 2, your Apple Watch can actually help you catch the signs early. Using its accelerometer, the watch monitors your breathing patterns while you sleep. If it notices interruptions like when your breathing stops for a few seconds, it flags this as a potential sign of sleep apnea. You'll get a notification, but it doesn't stop there. To get the full picture, you'll need to wear your watch while you sleep for 30 days. After that, the watch can generate a detailed report that tracks your breathing disturbances over time. If more than half of your nights show signs of irregular breathing, it'll notify you. You can even take that data, create a PDF, and bring it to your doctor. This way, they'll have a solid foundation to help diagnose the issue. And the best part is that this is all done in the background. You don't have to do anything extra, just wear your watch to bed and it'll handle everything. It's a simple feature that could have a huge impact on our collective health. Oh, and speaking of wearing your watch to bed, I can hear a lot of you running to the comments to let me know that you need to charge the watch overnight. However, the Series 10 has the fastest charging speeds of any Apple Watch to date, and if you're constantly on the go, this is a game changer. You can get up to 80% battery in just 30 minutes of charge. So whether you forget to charge it overnight, or you need a quick top up before heading out, or before going to bed, you're covered. Now, how did Apple make this happen? They redesigned the charging coil in the Series 10, making it larger and more efficient. This new coil allows for faster energy transfer, meaning less time stuck waiting for your watch to charge. And if you're in a real hurry, even just 15 minutes of charging gives you up to 8 hours of use. So whether you're jumping into a meeting, heading out for a run, or just need your watch for sleep tracking, that quick top up will get you through. And don't worry, Apple didn't sacrifice battery life for charging speed. You still get all day 18-hour battery life, which is what we've been used to on the Series line of Apple Watches for several years now. Up next, the Series 10 is adding support for additional water-based activities. The watch is still swim-proof and has a 50-meter water resistance rating, but Apple isn't stopping there. They've added some cool new tools for anyone who spends time in the water. First, the Series 10 now includes a depth gauge. It can measure down to 6 meters, or about 20 feet, which is perfect for snorkeling or just messing around in the pool or ocean. As soon as your watch hits the water, the depth app automatically kicks in, giving you real-time info on your current depth, water temperature, and how long you've been underwater. So whether you're exploring coral reefs or keeping track of how long you've been swimming laps, the depth app will have you covered. And speaking of water temperature, that's another new feature. The water temperature sensor can give you real-time updates on how warm or cold the water is while you swim. It's a small detail, but for serious swimmers or anyone into open water swimming, which is not me, I'm sure it's a great touch. Oh, and there's also the Tides app, which now provides detailed information about tidal conditions, swell height, and wave direction, which is perfect for surfers, paddle boarders, or anyone who likes to keep an eye on the water before they dive in. With up-to-date info on tides and swells, you can plan with way more confidence than before. Overall, if you're into water sports or even just casual swimming, the Series 10's new features make it one of the best for water activities. Those are the top 5 features, from the largest display and sleek design, advanced health features, and advanced water tracking. The Apple Watch Series 10 does have a lot to offer. So whether you're upgrading or buying your first Apple Watch, the Series 10 is definitely one to consider. Apple also announced new AirPods 4 and AirPods 4 with active noise cancellation. And you can check out my review of these right here, right now. And of course, keep it locked for my review of the new iPhones, which will be dropping very soon. Thanks for watching as always, guys. I appreciate your support. I'm Andrew Edwards, and I will catch you in the next video.